So now that we have this form, what we need to do is that we need to kind of activate this form in order to make in order to take that title and search for the movie, search for the movie or movies, and get that movie to the user. So now that we have this form, what we need to do is that we need to kind of activate this form by taking this title, but by taking the keyword that the user is gonna type here, and then search for that keyword and get a movie and get a result to the user. So before I start working on it, let me explain the logic behind this. First, I'm going to add a function that will be executed after the user clicks on this search. And that function is going to search for this movie on our behalf by making a request to the API. And then it's going to get results and it's going to display the movie here. So let me head on over back to our project and work on it. First, we want to give this form a method and an action. So the method is going to be a post request. So I'm going to say here method and then post, and then an action. The action is nothing but the function that is going to be executed after the user clicks on the button, after the user clicks on this search button. So this action is going to be like this. It's going to use the URL underscore for, and then I'm going to pass the name of the function that I want to execute. I'm going to name it search by title, and then we need to create this function. So let me now head on over to the index.py and create this function. So first we need to create a root, app.root, and then this root is going to have this search underscore by underscore title, and then a function, and the function must be named search by title. And now that we have this function, something very, very important we need to add to this root, unlike before, is the method itself. Because here in the search we have, remember, we have given this form, we have specified the method to be a post request. Therefore, here we need to tell Python, hey Python, since this is a post request, we also want this URL to be, this route to be a post request. So I'm going to say here method, methods, and then you can specify, you can here pass the methods that you want. I'm going to pass post because I want this route to have a post request. And then what we want to do here is that we want to let our application to search on our behalf for movies. So we kind of want to make a request to the API and get that movie from the API. But before we make a search, before we search, we need to get or pull out the keyword that the user is gonna type here in the title, and also in the year if the user passes a year in the input. How can we do that? Well, in order to do that, you can use the request that's given by Flask. So we need to import the request here at the top. You need to import the request, and pay attention here because this request is different from the requests module. The requests module is just a module separate from Flask, but this request belongs to Flask. So you need to pay attention to this and don't mix things up. And here what we want to do is that we want to use the request not requests. And then we can get the title and the year. So how can we get the title and the year? Well, you can use the .form, and then you can pass, here you can pass the name of the input that you want to get its data. So we want to get the, remember, we want to get the title, and we also want to get the year. So the name is title and the name here is year. So we want to get here the title, and also we want to get the year and store them in variables. So I'm going to say here title equals to request.form title, and year, also year, equals to request.form, and then we want to get also the year. And since the year is not mandatory, meaning that the year might be null, the user might just type a title and clicks on search without specifying a year, Then we need here to check if the year is empty. If the year is empty here, if, and then year is not equal to nothing. If year is not equal to an empty string, then we can get that year and search for a movie by the title and the year. So we can copy now these two lines and then paste them here. We can paste these two lines here. And actually we don't need this for now, but here we can specify, we can pass the t equals to title, and then we can also pass plus, and then and then y for year, and then equals to, and then plus, and then we can pass the year as well. Else if we don't have that year, if the year is nothing, if the user did not type anything in the year field, then what we want to do is that we want to copy this and paste it here, and then we want to make the same exact request, but we don't want the year because we don't have the year. So we are going to be making the same exact request but without the year because we don't have the year. And then finally we just need to get the data. So here what I'm going to do is that I'm going to just get the data. Here I'm going to say raw data.json, raw data.json, and then what we want to do is that we want to return this data to the user. So I'm going to say here movie, because this is going to return only a single movie. Remember, this is going to get us only one single movie. And then we can here say, for now, I'm going to say return, and then I'm going to return that movie because we did not create a page, or we did not create the HTML code where it's going to display the data to the user, to the movie to the user. Let me now save everything and head on over back to the browser to test. So in the browser now, let me refresh, and then I'm gonna here type a keyword, let's say Joker. So let me now click on search. As you can see, after you click on search, what's gonna happen is gonna return the movie details to the user. So we have the complete movie data, we have the actors, awards, we have the also here year, we have the title, Joker, we have runtime, response, released. So we have a lot of information where we can use to display in our website.